true to my word, just a couple of weeks later, Carla got a letter off them, she made an appointment to see them, and she carried out the appointment. But it was almost 8 weeks before he decided that he was going to call them and allow them to talk to him. Wednesday the 27th of July, he saw the social workers. Carla called me up and said it had happened, and I'm like, great, he's decided to finally see them. I went to bed that night and thought, well, we just have to see what happens now and what they've got to say. But I woke up on the Thursday morning to a load of paperwork. A big fat brown envelope. When I opened it, I saw social services straight across the top of the letterhead. It was an invite to go to the social services meeting. I didn't even know it was going to happen. It happened very quickly. I was invited to turn up at their appointment office on the Monday morning. I called Carla and asked her, has she had her paperwork? And she said yes. I said, have you read it? She said, yes, Mum, I've read it. It was a child protection plan letter. Child protection case plan. Unborn child. She hadn't even had the baby. She wasn't anywhere near having the baby. And they already deemed the baby at risk. Quote. Purpose of plan. We are worried because Mr. B has 2 children, other relationship, adopted due to parental neglect. 2014. I almost threw up. For the next few days, Carla and I discussed it over the phone. And I started to explain to her exactly what was going to happen and what they were intending to try and do. And on the Monday morning, I turned up at that office with my other daughter. Carla and him turned up. I just couldn't contain myself. I stood up straight in front of him and said to him, at what point was you going to tell us what you had actually done to your children? And he replied, I wasn't going to tell you because it's none of your goddamn business. Really? I told him it had everything to do with me because that unborn child was my grandchild. We then went into the room and we all sat down round the table, and the social workers started to read off exactly what he'd done, and then proceeded to ask him what he thought he had done in the 14 months since his children were removed to warrant them allowing him to raise another child.